Was that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, can't deny that view.
That was Joel and Ellie's first interaction as they set out on the journey towards a turbulent and emotional relationship. In terms of both of their individual characters, the only word I can think to use is steadfast. Guys, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's continue. Time after time, both characters narrowly overcome overwhelming odds and dangerous situations. So what about Joel? Joel's character is that of a man who has experienced intense loss, and it seems to me that over the years he has pushed back the grief, guilt, and anger, and instead he focuses on surviving in a harsh and unforgiving world by being objective and not putting too much faith in the people around him, except for a select few whom he has grown to trust through their actions and deeds. His brother, Tommy, for one. Some of the dialogue in the game tells us how they survived in Boston after the outbreak for quite some time before going their separate ways due to conflicting ideals.
What makes you think I'd do this for you?
This isn't for me, Tommy. This is for your damn cause.
My cause is my family now. You ain't talking about some walk in the park here.
Jesus, boy. Have Maria get some of your born-again friends to do it.
They got families too.
Tommy, I need this.
You want some gear? Sure. But I ain't taking that girl off your hands.
This is how you gonna repay me, huh?
Repay you?
For all those goddamn years I took care of us.
Took care? That's what you call it? I got nothing but nightmares from those years.
You survived because of me.
It wasn't worth it?
I bring you the cure from mankind, and you wanna play the pissy little brother.
We ain't back in Boston. You lay your hands on me again, it won't end well for you.
So what about Ellie? Ellie was born after the outbreak of the cordyceps virus, and we are aware that her parents did not have much of a presence in her life and are assumed to be dead. Ellie had a friend in Riley, someone she could rely on and would spend time with. However, once Riley joined the Fireflies, she too was more distant and less of a constant in her life. Throughout the story told to us about Ellie, it is evident that she would rather prevent the loss of a friend than feel guilty about losing them. To me, that seems like she would rather have a companion instead of spending her time alone. However, throughout her life, none of the people she had grown fond of managed to survive longer than her, some of them much older than Ellie herself. The exception to this, of course, is Joel, to whom she confessed that if she could help it, she would try to make the world a better place, where people could live without fear.
Tommy knows this area
better
than... Well, I'm sorry. I trust him better than I trust myself.
Stop with the bullshit. What are you so afraid of? That I'm gonna end up like Sam? I can't get infected. I can take care of myself.
How many close calls have we had?
Well, we seem to be doing all right so far.
And now you'll be doing even better with Tommy.
I'm not her, you know.
What?
Maria told me about Sarah.
Ellie?
And
You are treading on some mighty thin ice here.
I'm sorry about your daughter, Joel. But I have lost people too.
You have no idea what loss is.
Everyone I have cared for has either died or left me. Everyone fucking except for you. So don't tell me that I would be safer with someone else, because the truth is I would just be more scared.
You're right. You're not my daughter. And I sure as hell ain't your dad. And we are going our separate ways.
Both Joel and Ellie have experienced loss. For Joel, he knows that the world before the outbreak was different and it was much better than what it is now. For Ellie, this world is all she knows. The world after the cordyceps outbreak In the beginning, when they started traveling together, the only thing that connected them was the present moment, their objective to get to the Firefly camp. However, as time passes, both Joel and Ellie begin to feel a connection towards each other. Joel sees in Ellie a daughter he might have lost, someone he doesn't want to lose again, perhaps driven more than guilt than by the experiences and dangers they shared together. Joel has become protective of Ellie and will not unnecessarily put her in harm's way. So when thinking about her in a given situation, he would think about her in a protective manner, someone he would rather not lose. While Ellie has learned from Joel, she has also learned to both help and depend on Joel. She has learned from him how to use a weapon, how to survive, how to travel through the lands. And as time has passed, instead of someone she knows, Joel has become a paternal figure for her, someone she can depend on, and someone who she thinks will depend on her to be useful. Both Joel and Ellie are well aware that they have saved each other's lives multiple times, and they have learned to rely on each other in dangerous situations. After a certain point, in almost every situation, they inadvertently rely on each other. And that is the biggest dynamic between Joel and Ellie's relationship. In the end, while Ellie was driven by her notion of doing something good for the world, Joel fought for and saved her life at the risk of losing the cure for the cordyceps virus for good. Though he hid the fact that in order to make cure for the cordyceps virus, Ellie would have to give her life, he never wanted her to know or make that decision to decide whether her life was more important than the cure for the cordyceps virus. For the Fireflies, Ellie had to die. For Joel, the Fireflies had to die. And that was the only way he could save her.